Okay, I'm back home from Greece, editing a Greece video for you. As you can see, skin is darker, hair is lighter, feeling blessed, feeling regenerated, a bit tired as well, at the same time, chaotic, focused. And I'm not back home for a long time, but you'll see. I'm so excited. This summer is going to be interesting. I'm really focused, really like working on something. I'm in this phase where I want something. I know exactly what I want and I know how to get there. Alchemizing my brain in order to focus and make it happen. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about being misunderstood. Because if you were here, you probably had this feeling at least once in your life of like, oh, people don't get me. And it's actually a very funny experience because we're wired in the same way to isolate ourselves in our minds and experience this unique suffering. Not unique at all. But it's still valid because the feeling is there. The feeling of isolation and uniqueness is there. So it needs to be validated and felt through deeply. So let's do it right now. Let's analyze and overanalyze. My whole statement is though that the more you feel like you are misunderstood, that you are unique in your own perception of reality, so isolated in your mind, there's no chance in the world that anyone's going to understand you fully ever. That is somewhat true. But the more you are challenged with this in order for you to grow and evolve, the more you'll be able to understand yourself. And it's not super obvious while you're in it, and it makes you angry that you are being put through this isolation and misunderstanding. And basically, it's not just when you're growing up, because all the teenagers are always like misunderstood and the misfits, and no one gets me, and I'm unique, and I've been feeling pain just to hold on. I'm so not. Yeah, anyways, it's universal. We all sometimes feel like, what is the point of this? Like, what is the point of me verbalizing anything if no one is going to understand me? There's this block almost, and I view it as a blessing. I've expressed it a few times in this channel already. I feel like it's actually practically impossible for anyone to understand you fully because we were born like snowflakes. A very corny metaphor. Let it be corny. We are so unique that it's absolutely impossible for anyone to perceive our experience or our feeling or our verbalization of this feeling in a way that we experience it. So even you feeling it and looking at your expression of your emotion after you express it is not the same as feeling it. You get what I mean? So people looking at it with their own pattern of history, unique experiences, and their own perception of reality, looking at your expression, they get a completely different feeling. That's why I love art, because it's not supposed to be taken in one way. It's not supposed to be interpreted in the exact way that the writer, the artist meant it, That's why I hated interpreting poetry in school. I didn't hate it, I loved it actually, but I hated the way that they judged me for misinterpreting it, because it is art. I feel it this way. I don't care what he meant with this phrase. I understood it this way. That's the whole point of this poetry, in my opinion. That's what makes it art. Anyways, look at a painting. The whole point of a painting is to make you feel some type of way, is to make you connect to your own perception of whatever you feel like it's showing, like it's expressing. Art is supposed to make you feel. Art is supposed to inspire you to exist or to move through difficult emotions. Art is just an extension of your essence, and you witnessing other people's expression without understanding it is helping the art to be authentic, because the whole point of expression isn't to be perceived. It shouldn't be. It's meant to be the most authentic, the purest extension of the artist's presence, of their essence, of whatever they're feeling in this moment. And that way it can be like the purest string to God from this artist, so that everyone could use it. It's like an actually valuable source of artistry. It's not just something that they feel like someone would understand or they would feel or they would connect to, because the artist wasn't thinking about this. They were just feeling it so deeply. And because we were all wired in the same way to feel so deeply, but in so many different ways that none of us can understand, we can experience this life more authentically, like closer to God, more genuinely. Wow. Wait, this was not even supposed to go this way. I was just going to say, why did I start talking about art? So, for as long as I remember, I felt misunderstood so deeply. And even in me saying that I'm misunderstood, I feel misunderstood because I feel this need to explain what I mean because I want you to understand. But I'm not supposed to be understood. I'm not meant to be understood. I'm not meant to be perceived in any way. I'm just meant to understand myself and feel aligned in this and feel confident and secure in whatever I'm saying in my own understanding of my feelings. Because I've learned to accept that no one will actually fully understand. So whoever will in their own perception, great. So happy. Like actually makes my heart tingle. Love when people understand. But I just know that they didn't understand it like I want them to. And that's impossible. So I just get rid of this idea fully and I just do things to make myself feel understood by me. Great. Okay, we got this out of the way. Hope you understood. No, it's funny. I overcomplicate things so much, but that's exactly what's happening in my mind. So I feel like it's a great way to express and get it out of my head. So I feel good in it. We often block ourselves from expressing. Like we just choose not to talk, choose not to communicate, choose not to make friends, choose not to create art. Any type of expression, any type of living life and experiencing, we just block it from our life. We often feel like it's not worth taking up space if it's not going to be understood. Oh, and even not just other people. Often, at least in my experience, when I don't understand something that I'm feeling, I discredit it. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Let's just, let's just feel numb for a few days and it will pass. And it usually doesn't. It just collects in my body in some way and then explodes and I have like a burnout or a breakdown or something of that nature, or I just can't stop crying. It has to get out of my system in some way. So it's not super healthy to discredit things that you don't understand because you're not supposed to understand them. You're meant to feel them in your own way. Understanding is almost like an analytical part of your brain, and feeling an idea, a person, a concept, a song, a poem is the more artistic part of your brain. And merging them together is kind of like what I call understanding, the phrase that I heard from Heinz in one of his videos, because you don't chase understanding so much. You don't chase approval. You don't chase love. You just want to be felt in a way that you might not understand, but you accept it because there is no need to be understood in this universe. The only thing, the only person, I don't know how to put it, like the only one that should understand you is God. And God always understands you because God created you. And the way that you express, the way that you think, the ideas that flow to you, they're all in God's hands. So trusting that you are understood because you were designed to express this way, you were designed to look this exact way, you were designed to have these beautiful ideas and create on them. Trusting that it is all for a reason and adjusting your feeling to feel aligned, to feel yourself, to feel purposeful, to feel safe and secure and confident in who you are. Because it's not just like, I'm letting God guide me, whatever. You're adjusting your own self. You have free will to do anything. If you choose to do with your free will all the things that you were meant to do, you will feel so free in this understanding of reality. Accepting that you don't have to understand, that you will never be understood, but you deserve to be felt deeply, cherished. And I feel like we attach empathy and compassion to understanding, while a lot of the times when we express very heavy things to our loved ones, ask for support and assistance, people don't understand us. But they're able to help with their feeling, with their compassion, because what compassion and empathy actually is showing up regardless. This is why I feel like artists are usually very caged in their own perception of reality and like needing to be understood and felt because they make things for them to be perceived for them. I heard Tyler talk about this and refer to Pharrell when he was talking about how Pharrell talked to someone else and he explained to them that when you add essence to your things that you do, you just don't just make them, to exist. You don't just make them for them to be perceived in a way to like evoke an emotion. You make them because they're close to your heart. You make them for yourself. You provide essence there, and where essence lies is where the truth and the purpose and the meaning and the longevity is. So like you create purpose with being authentic to yourself and not just making things for them to be perceived or perform well. Yeah, so stop chasing understanding and learn to spend more time with yourself and make things for you to feel them fully. That's how you're going to understand yourself more, even though you are very misunderstood. Because it's a normal feeling, you're not unique in it at all. But it's a phenomenon that humanity experiences as a collective. We're so alone, and we all say that we're all so alone. Such a unique experience, isn't it?